there, Scott?
I'm here.
I got a couple of minutes. So, obviously, you don't understand the twin boat paradox, do you?
I guess not. What do I not understand?
You have two boats facing each other, right?
Yeah.
People are looking at each other. They're about 6 to 8 miles apart, right? What do both observers see? How do they observe the water?
Still. What do you mean? How do they observe the water? It's still. Hello?
Yeah, is there a drop there? Or is there a hump? Or is there something else?
Well, using the definition of drop and hump that we agreed on, there's neither.
Reality. When you're on a boat, and somebody's on a boat further away from you, and you're looking at each other, what does the water do? Is there a hump?
How do you not think I didn't just answer that? Using the definitions that you and I agreed on for drop and hump, there is neither. That's the answer.
There is neither. Well, welcome to flat Earth, sir.
Well, no, because
Flat water.
the definitions that we agreed on for hump and drop don't tell us anything about flat Earth or not.
Well, according to your
hold on. We agreed that a hump and a drop mean there's no elevation change. I mean, sorry, there is an elevation change, right?
Well, obviously, yeah.
Well, it's not obvious. It's a definitional issue. There are other definitions for the word hump that don't mean that, but I asked you which one you want to use. You said,
hold on. You envision a definition that you can have a hump or a drop without having elevation change. Is this what you're saying?
He does know that distance is not
Yeah.
that high.
Can you elaborate?
Not a hump, but a drop. Sometimes we use the word drop to refer to the distance between the tangential to a point on Earth and some other points, distance from that line. So that's the drop of the curve is what we call that. Now, drop there is taking on a slightly different meaning than it means when you were using it. So I had to distinguish between which two we're talking about. If we're talking about an elevation change, there's no drop. If we're talking about that definition of drop, then there is a drop.
So you see how delusional your thinking is here, right?
No, it's just two different definitions.
One definition of a drop. There's only one definition of a drop.
There's multiple definitions of words, often. In fact, almost every word in the English language has more than one definition.
So you see where the paradox comes in now? You see where your delusion, where you have to have two opposing thoughts in your brain at the same time?
No, I don't. Because here's what I think you think is a paradox. By fixing your definition to just one definition, you either invite people to be confused as to which definition to use, so they'll start talking as if they're using the other definition.
I didn't fix anything.
Can I finish?
It's a question.
Can I just finish what I'm saying without you interrupting? Sure. Let's just do a thing where we don't interrupt each other. So it's either that you are getting them caught up in not understanding what definition you mean, which is why I was careful to find out what you meant, or that you don't like the answer. But it's not a paradox, and it doesn't require two different thoughts. It just requires knowing what your definition for drop is. If you use the definition you suggested, then there's no drop. If we use the definition that I'm talking about, and if you want, we can call that a different thing. We can call that distance from the tangential. Then there is a distance from the tangential that we'll see, which we usually call a drop.
Are you done?
Yes.
Okay, how about we do reality? How about that?
Well, the words are both true in reality. They refer to different things.
No, they're not. You cannot have a word meaning two things at the same time. You have to define what it means. Now, a drop.
It doesn't mean them at the same time.
It cannot be a hump.
Question of words that mean two things.
Essie, it doesn't mean it at the same time, even though it's like we have to know which one we're referring to. So if it means what you said, it's not there. That's not there. So it's not referring to that one, is it? If you say there's a drop there, yes, there is. It's the one that I'm talking about.
I'm not saying there's a drop. It's a question. I am trying.
I'll tell you what.
The question. You have two boats.
Is
there a hump between them, or is there a drop between them, or is it something else?
There is neither a hump. There's not a hump or a drop in the sense of an elevation change. There's a drop, which is what I described several times to you. The distance from a point to the tangential made at the spot where the observer is. That concept that exists for both of them, for both the observers there.
That is delusional. So you have a straight line that is dropping at the same time. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying that you have a straight line, which is the tangential to the tangential to the Earth, perpendicular to the gravity vector at one of the boats. Okay, you draw that straight line. Now, either that straight line. Hold on, let me just finish. Either that straight line is going to be, flush with the Earth because the Earth is flat, or that straight line is going to continue straight and the Earth is going to curve away from it. Okay, one of the two scenarios. So then,
So what happened then? So you tell me.
In reality, according, what I think happens, or what I say happens, is the Earth curves away from the tangential for one person, and then if you flip your perspective and see it from the other side, it curves away from the tangential from the other perspective. So from both perspectives, and we call that drop. From both perspectives, they see that the Earth drops from the tangential.
So we have a double drop then.
Double drop meaning in the sense that I'm saying it though. The word means what I'm describing.
You see the conundrum here, gentlemen?
No, I don't see
Do
it.
you see the problem here?
No,
I
Still
don't see
haven't
it. Tell
seen
me
it.
about
Okay?
it.
It's going to take you a little bit more time. Take some time.
Well, just tell me
think
what the
about
problem
it,
is. I don't get it.
And we'll talk about it another time.
I promise you, Essie, that's not going to be the solution. You'll have to say what the problem is right now.
Oh no, please elevate us to your level, Essie. Please don't leave us wallowing.
I see what the problem is, guys.
Tell us, Terry.
It's like me. It's like two people that live across the road from each other. They look out the window and both see a car. So does that mean that there's two cars?
There you go.
No. We're on the water.
I don't think that's the issue.
You know water. You're in Australia, right? So you're on a boat and your mate is on the other boat. You're about 6 miles apart, roughly. What do you see? And
I told you what you see, right?
You see the other boat.
I told you what you see, and you said I don't understand. But we're waiting for you to explain what I'm not understanding about it.
No. You gotta explain. You gotta work this out in your brain. This is.
But we already have it worked out. What I told you the right answer. If you get what's wrong,
it's obvious you need more thinking to do so.
But what I told you is correct, Essie. And if you can't tell me why it's wrong, then it seems like you need to think about it more.
No, you said.
I mean, how do you imagine this debates work? You just say, "Oh, that's not right. Keep thinking." I think if you can't tell us why, I think it's you that needs to think more.
Let me finish,
Right.
because I gotta go now. You said that, and we'll take this up later on. I'll come back. Don't worry. I just got stuff to do.
Sure.
You said, Scott, that both guys on the boat they both see a drop.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, using the definition that I said for drop, yes.
Beautiful. You got to do some more thinking. And guys, really, I gotta go.
Well, you got to say what's you have to say what's wrong with me.
Okay.
When you come back, you can tell us what's wrong with it. You think about it.
Be continued. I gotta go. I just got a phone call. I gotta go, guys. Really, we'll pick this up on a later date. Okay?
You just think about it.
We're looking forward to being elevated
You guys
to
think
your
about
level.
it. The twin.
No, we already have the
paradox.
answer. So you can tell us what's wrong with it. It's you that needs to think.
Sure. We'll continue this later. Okay?
Somehow I don't think he's going to come back and tell us what's wrong with it.
Oh, you trust me. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna continue this. Do you understand that,
but
Scott?
it's-
You are talking.
I would love that. I would love that. But
You're
I have a
talking
feeling
with
it'll
me
be more
now,
radical.
Scott.
I'm
You're
feeling
not
it'll be
talking
radical.
with anybody else. Understand that.
I'm feeling that it'll be okay, but I'm just a little bit afraid it'll be more rhetoric and not just you saying, "Okay, here's where you got wrong. Or here's what I think you're making a mistake." Or here, let's diagram it out.
I
Let me
didn't
show you
make
what I
any
mean.
claims. You have to explain. It's a
I've
question.
already explained it.
It's a.
I've explained it.
Anyways,
So anyway, if you come back and actually have a roll for your sleeves and really explain, really get into it with me, that's great. I would look forward to that. I really do.
We will.
It's like there's a special skill set which is avoiding the discussion. They're all so good at it.
Yeah. Aren't they?
I want to know why there's two cars.
What does that mean, Terry? There's not two cars.
Well, he said that there's two people looking in the same direction from different things. And what?
No, there's two boats. He's saying there's two boats. He's saying there's two boats and they're looking at each other. No, you don't understand. There's two boats.
Yeah,
Not two boats. Two boats and they're looking at each other.
But he said that there's
Get the two
two
cars from.
Two humps.
Well, he's saying from one perspective and the other perspective, but he didn't say that two humps.
Yeah.
He didn't say two humps.
Yeah, he did. He did say something about two humps.
You say so.
And he repeated the same. He says, "This is where I come from, and those
Two drops, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, he said 2 drops.
he's trying to draw zigzag is what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Well, I think he just really wants to use the definition of drop that I was saying. There is no drop if we use that definition, and then complain when I say that there's a drop because he's using a little other definition.
If he's better than on you, so why the swan?
Then it's quite clear that from the great, that you're looking at drop.